Okay, guys, we are back. Sorry that that did not go as planned there initially. So we're ready to get back up and running here. We'll let some folks get dialed in, and we'll get up and running here. I'll get my tabs pulled up that I had initially, and all right, go to current radar. So what we're going to do today is we're going to again go through some of the latest model data as it pertains to this weekend storm system, give you guys an idea of what it's saying. We still have a divide in a very trusted weather model versus a lot of other models, even with the newest one, the newest European model that just came in. We still have kind of a battle of the differences in the weather models. So, you know, something to keep in mind here going forward, that we're going to have to figure this out. All right. So, no, Facebook lives are not back. If you've been watching, I'm doing these through the end of this holiday sale, through the end of this storm. And then we are going to go back to our lives will transition to clarity behind the wall there, the paywall. So I'm going to continue to do this as we're running our 40% off deal. And then after that will be the that'll be the kind of the beginning of the end of this type of stuff. So yeah, it's cold, it's nasty. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I don't know why I can't see my viewer count. This software is so glitchy. It's so buggy. It's so frustrating sometimes. This software just does not do what I want it to do sometimes. But nonetheless, let's get to it. And this is an interesting comment. I don't disagree with this. This guy says the euro seems to be becoming an outlier. Doesn't want to quit with the warm air advection. Yeah, I mean, you could call it that. You could call it an outlier, or you could also call it, the one that might be right, the one that might be, the one we need to watch. So something to keep in mind there. It's certainly possible that this is the proper model solution right now, which we'll get to that here as we share and get into this. So let's we're going to go to this window here, share this window, and you should see now clarity. And clarity is essentially going to give you, in fact, actually, I'm going to do something actually different real quick. I'm going to share on a different browser. I can't get my life together today, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm having a hard time. I'm trying. Hang on. I don't know what's going on. This radar. Let's try this. Allow to share window. We're going to share this window. Okay, let's see if that's working. Hopefully you guys can see the screen now. Let's try for the third time. Third time's a charm, right? We'll take this comment off. But this is clarity, and we've got it. I think we've finally got it. Someone said too much whiskey yesterday. I wish that was the case, but that is not the case. So let's get into this. We do have winter storm watches hoisted for a large section of the central part of the country. I'll turn that on here so you can see what we're talking about. Those winter storm watches right now are going across Iowa, Illinois, southern Wisconsin, northeast Missouri. Nothing into Indiana or Ohio yet. And listen, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I just right now we have a lot of data that's trying to put snow across Indiana, and we have trusted data that is saying no. And when we look at the common sense part of things, or the meteorology part of things, what we would come to the conclusion of is that the European model, which is the less snowier version, the further south you go, is probably the one that might be the most correct. That's just the observation right now that we need to consider. Okay, but this is where the winter storm watches are hosted right now. And what we're going to do is get into an analysis. I'll show you the GFS right now, the simulated radar from the latest GFS that's come in. We'll kind of time out what it's showing, and then again give you a little bit of background here as to why we think this model may be running too cold. So the snow starts, the system, the low comes out here of the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, 4 a.m. Saturday. Snow breaks out across to Iowa, Missouri, and into portions of Illinois. And you can see here that the low, what we want to watch is kind of where that low exactly is going to go. All right. The reason for that is because it's not common to get a bunch of snow on the east and south side of low pressure centers. It's just not something that you normally do, but it's also not common for the models to be so dedicated to the idea that this could happen. So interesting nonetheless. I'm going to take you over here to Saturday afternoon. Let's start right here at 1 o'clock. See, Saturday at 1 o'clock, you can see the snow starting to work in. There's some dry air issues out ahead of this. But nonetheless, you know, you can see at least snow working in pretty much across all of Iowa, north central Illinois, Missouri, and southwestern Illinois as well. I'm going to do something real quick. This will help me immensely if I slide this over here. There we go. Let's go Irish. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go Irish. But nonetheless, we'll continue to analyze this. This is Saturday at 1 o'clock. I think for the most part, even like the Michigan-Ohio State game up there in Michigan, I think for the most part probably stays dry as it pertains to snow falling. Now, this is as you get 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday. Again, and this is the GFS model, and I'm going to show you some different ones. This is the model that stays colder. Low pressure center right here. You can see centered across southwestern Illinois and portions of northeast central Missouri. But it's a heavy snow coming down, and the GFS is still trying to lay snow down here across central Indiana. And this is the problem here. This is where the confidence really gets, you know, shaky, because 7 o'clock Saturday night, it's still got temperatures cold enough for there to be impacts. And you can see that here. And the issue is we've got data that just is a lot warmer. And the reason it's warmer is because there's a very strong southerly flow of wind coming into this storm, and what we call a low level jet. Winds that are gusting, you know, 60 miles per hour, just 5,000 feet above the surface. And you have your low pressure center here. Oftentimes where that warm front is, you know, beneath that, you have warmer risks because of that southerly flow. That's oftentimes what happens. So the difficulty is we have so many different models that are trying to say that it can stay snow for so much longer, that it, you know, it makes you question it. You know, no doubt about it. This is Sunday 10 p.m. or Saturday at 10 p.m. I'm sorry. Okay. And then there's 1 a.m. Sunday, 4 a.m. Sunday. And you can see the rain snow line tries to really work itself all the way in up north into Ohio, diluting any significant snow accumulations. The further east you go, we really have a tough time with that. And a strong northwest wind, strong cold air advection coming in on the backside of this. The cold air will rush in Sunday, but that's the GFS. Let's look at a different solution. This is the FV3, high resolution FV3 weather model. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll time this out, and it doesn't go out all the way, but look how cold it is to start. I'm just going to get us out to 8 a.m. Saturday Eastern time. There's your low pressure center in the panhandle there of Texas and Oklahoma, just kind of working out east a little bit. And this is as we get into, let's call it noon Saturday. All right, you're going to notice a couple things here. You're going to notice holes in the radar returns. That's some dry air. There is some lower level dry air. that the snow's going to have to battle to accumulate down at the surface. But this is heavy, heavy snow breaking out ahead of this. There's your low pressure center right there. Okay, continue to go forward. You can still see around 3 o'clock Saturday. You still see the holes here. That's still a dry air battle. You're still having to battle how much of that can hit the surface. Okay. And guys, I want to say, as I continue this analysis, I want to get two things for you. Share this with a friend, tag a friend. I would greatly appreciate that. But I also want to make sure we recognize our friends at custom restoration in Indianapolis. They are powering these streams for us. They are sponsoring them. You can go and check them out at custom.us in Indianapolis there. If I can get their website to pull up, I'm not sure why the website's not loading. Well, we'll let the web load. While that's happening, what I can do is slide in. This entire live has not wanted to go well for me today. So you name it, it's given me a problem. So I'll get back to that in just a second. But it is custom restoration is powering these. We appreciate those guys. Find them on Facebook. They're going to do anything, fire, mold, any kind of restoration for anything that you need. We greatly appreciate their support and helping us with these streams this winter. So go check them out. Let them know you saw them over here on BAM. You saw me talking about them. They would greatly appreciate that, as they, again, are sponsoring these streams. So it's funny. Their website has worked. There it is. It's worked for me so easily. But here they are. Okay, these guys are the reason we're here, and we appreciate them. Make sure you let them know you saw them on BAM. Okay, they've got the social media pages. You can go and follow them and get in touch with them. Okay, so awesome. So back to Synoptic as we share. You guys continue to watch. We'll take this out to hour 60. This is Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Okay. And here's the difference in the setup. Come back just about like this. That's Saturday night, 7 p.m. Now, if I go over here and I pull up a different model for you, and I'm just doing this on the fly with you all, pull up the European simulated radar, and I'll take you to the same look, the same time frame. We'll plot the time on there for you. Here is Saturday, 7 p.m. Watch what happens at 1 a.m. with that low pressure center. Okay. They're both pretty similar up until just after 7 o'clock. The European says we're gonna put in a bunch of warm air. All right. And that's what the GFS was trying to do, or not trying to do, I'm sorry, is if you take it out to the same time frame, 1 a.m., look at the differences, right? You can see, as I'm going back and forth, the European is just much further north and has warmer air in that battle, in that forecast suggestion. But what's interesting is the low pressure centers are in the same spot. And they're both really the same intensity of a low pressure center. And so, it's just interesting how dedicated to the heavier snowfall totals the GFS is. And you have to ask yourself, like, okay, is it onto something, or is it smoking crack? Like, is it, where is it coming up with the ability to put this much snow down? Because when you go and look at the European, it's just not doing that. And the reason for that is because you can see what the warm influence is doing along and south of I-70. It just has less snow, and the GFS just has more. Now you go and look at other models, for example, like the NAM. Okay, this thing puts down a bunch of snow across the I-70 corridor. It puts down 8.5 inches in Indianapolis. So it's interesting that we continue to have this separation in our weather data, and we're just trying to figure out exactly what it's going to do. This is the NAM3. This is another high resolution computer. We have a ton of them to look at, right? You look all the way out, 7 o'clock Saturday, look how cold it is. It's in the same spot, right? And it's just keeping the cold air around longer. I'll show you one other one. I know, and I'm showing you a bunch of models here, but I'm doing that to try and get you to understand the complexity or the challenge of the forecast. Okay, you can see what this model does. Brings that rain well up in there. And by midnight Saturday, you know, when you look at basic understanding of meteorology and you see the low pressure center here and these strong southerly winds coming in, you would say, hey, that warm nose is going to push that rain snow line north. Okay, and so the takeaway right now, if I had to give, you know, what are my thoughts right now, is I'm probably having to side with the European model here, the warmer solutions of what I just showed you. I'm having a tough time really putting a lot of stock into the models that are showing a bunch of snow, but the problem is they keep doing it. And so here's the deal. You know, it's Thursday. It's 1 o'clock on Thursday, and arguably here in Indiana, we're 48 hours out from this thing starting, arguably. So we've got 36 more hours of good data to get us an idea of what's going to happen here. Okay. And that'll allow us some time to get, you know, more confidence. Because again, this is 12 o'clock on Saturday. That's basically, you know, that's 2 days from now. Right. So there's just a lot to sift through. And, you know, again, the European model versus the American model is really, it really sums it up at this point. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to plot those totals for you again one more time, just so you can see what I'm talking about. But there's the GFS, that's the American model, and here's the European model. Okay, and you can see, I'm going to try to make these look the same. You can see what I'm talking about. And again, that confidence area that we are mainly dealing with is through here. You know, that's kind of where it's at. It's like this is the area of lower confidence, and you can see exactly what the European does with it. It just doesn't want anything to do with the snow on the south and east side of the low pressure center. And, you know, that makes sense. But again, we've got models that are really waffling back and forth on where that rain snow line is going to set up. So with that said, here is clarity, which, by the way, our live streams that you're getting right now, that you're watching, a lot of those are going to the paywall of Clarity. By the way, I'm just letting you know, if you have Clarity, you go into the chat button. This is how you're going to start getting lives down here in the bottom right. These are private live streams. And we're largely migrating towards that. If you are wanting to get in on that and have the ability to access that, we have our holiday sale right now at 40% off. You can get in as little as $60 a year. Okay. After this storm system moves through, after this, largely we're moving away from that kind of thing. Okay. But just so you know, that is the idea right now. You can take advantage of this so that you're not going to miss this type of analysis going forward. But that is the deal right now, is getting in on Clarity at 40% off. But here's why I bring this up. Okay, I'm going to show you the snowfall forecast for the next 3 days. And then what I'm going to do is show you our map that we have out to our folks in Clarity. Because you can see this. Look at this. This is a version of we're using a blend of over 100 different weather models. And, you know, it's trying to say that Indy's going to get 4 inches of snow. And that's the thing. That's the struggle there is, you know, that's aggressive right now in terms of, you know, the European, where it has almost no snow. I mean, I actually think the latest one had around 2 inches in Indy. So again, we're just not in a spot yet where we're able to stick out a takeaway here. Now, let me show you what the probability is for 2 inches for the storm system. This can be helpful. You can see the line here. Let me turn off my my lightning so this doesn't, get these range rings here. Probabilities for 2 inches or more of snow, you can see along that I-70 corridor are straddling. I mean, it's just straddling the line. Anything north of this solid black line here is greater than 90% probability. Okay. I don't follow the news, Cheyenne. I don't really, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if, I just don't follow it. So sorry. I'm sorry if you're confused, but I just I don't pay attention to what they're saying. But again, this is the probability here of 2+ inches of snow. You can see as I'm clicking along the I-70 corridor, it's roughly about 70% right now, which is a little bit more aggressive than that of the European even. Okay, and that is what I want you to understand is that's kind of the challenge right now that we're up against is it's still 48 hours to go. So showing the probabilities like this is about the best you can do. We can go to the probability of 4 inches inside of 48 hours. And you can see that in northern Johnson County, it's 39%. Up near Lebanon, it's 72%. And Lafayette, it's 90%. So you can see this sharp cutoffs here. Indianapolis, for 4 inches or more, your chance right now is 55%. Okay. So again, what we're trying to figure out is just where does that line set up? Now, we did send out a map to our customers in our forecast insights, where you can get this type of this is our kind of our map where we're putting our thoughts to everything. This is a human-made map, and you can kind of see what we're talking about in this green circle here. That's the lower confidence zone, where there's a sharper cutoff between accumulating snow and a transition to rain. Some melting will occur due to warmer pavement. Okay, so just keep in mind, at the end of the day, we're not ready to make a final call as to what we think is going to happen, but we have, at least we're starting to get a little bit of a better idea of what may come of this. So we're watching it, but there's a lot to figure out here in the short term, guys. So I'm trying to change the way this looks. It's not really working out for me. Let's go back to this so you can still see my face. But I'll take some questions. Again, I want to make sure the links in the comments to sign up for Clarity and to continue to get these updates to your device. The client private lives will continue by taking advantage of the sale and making sure you don't miss these anymore. Okay, so I'll take some questions. Is the map feature available for the home version of Clarity? Yes, the 7-day snowfall map should be available in your maps there on the map tab. Should be there. What time do I anticipate snow starting in the Carmel area? I mean, right now, sometime between noon and 5 on Saturday. It's up for debate. Okay. Sam signed up this morning. Thank you, Sam. Battleground north of Lafayette. I would say you are in a good spot there, Travis. You're probably going to get some good snow. Accumulation for Logansport, Indiana. I mean, if we go by the blend right now, if that's what we're using, you're looking at about 9 inches of snow possibly. Okay, 9 inches of snow would be possible if you go off of that. And here we got the comment and we got the link in here, so just make sure you go and check it out. Get signed up for it. Okay, we'll have a client update later this evening with some more official thoughts and some new data. So that'll be over only to the client side. All right. The low pressure seems to travel over Bloomington, Illinois. How can we still be in the 6 to 8 inch range? Listen, this is a great question. This guy here over on YouTube, or girl, I don't know if you're a guy or girl, my apologies. But this person says the low pressure seems to travel over Bloomington, Illinois. How can we still be in a 6 to 8 inch range? Well, that's a good question. You may not be, and that's where we're trying to figure all that out right now. So we will keep you posted. Someone says the Windy app. Listen, I will tell you that app is horrible. I have seen that app do some really bad things. The Windy app shows at least 4 inches. Isn't the European model? Why the disparity between yours and theirs? We use a blend of all the models all over the world. I don't know what Windy uses, but I've seen it make some asinine projections. I don't understand what they do, to be honest with you. So just FYI on that. Okay. Guy, I'm honored. Gotcha. Does Clarity have a weather app for iPhone? Yes, it's an iPhone. It's an iPhone, Android, desktop, tablet app. Absolutely. You just want to build a snowman. I hear you. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you all. Southeast of Fort Wayne and Van Wert, how much snow? I think you could be, you're kind of in that, you're close to that danger zone, but somewhere around 4 to 7 inches maybe. The GFS has been consistently showing flurries in DC with the system you're currently talking about for the last 6 or so runs. Do you buy that? I don't think it's out of the question. The NAM GFS be seeing dynamical cooling? I mean, maybe. Maybe. Dustin. I don't know. I'm just so skeptical of them. And it's making the blend here. And this is the thing. This is what's making it difficult, is it's making the blend look heavier because it is the American model data is really ramping that up. Okay, it's really pumping these numbers up. That's why we're just a little skeptical here right now of the numbers along and south of I-70. So we'll keep watching, but guys, just don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if late tomorrow night there's a lot of rain coming around. Right? Don't be shocked at all if that's the case. And that's my gut feeling, but hell, don't be shocked if it's snowing too. This has been a headache for the I-70 corridor, but the gut call is probably more rain than snow along I-70 corridor right now. Weather Channel says Beech Grove less than an inch. True. It depends on which model you want to go with. If the Weather Channel is saying, oh come on, if the Weather Channel is citing more towards the data of the European, then they would be right, possibly, right? So yeah, I mean, depends on what model you're looking at. Again, all these different applications look at all these different models. That's why we blend it all together. That's why we use all the models all over the place to give you the best outcome possible. If you were to look at our platform right now in Beech Grove, we are still citing or weighing in American data and Canadian data, which has 3.9 inches of snow, because there's a lot of other models that have snow versus one of them that doesn't, a couple of them that don't. But just FYI, at this distance, plan for snow, but as we get closer, we'll reevaluate and redecide. So guys, real quick, one last time, just a big shout out to the guys at Custom Restoration here, disaster recovery and restoration since 1968 here out of Indianapolis. They do have an X and a Facebook page. You can go and like them on Facebook, check them out, and support them there. Follow them, see what they've got going on over there. And again, just appreciate these guys for sponsoring the stream. Check this out. The team at Custom restored my house after a fire, maintained constant communication, explained every step, kept the project moving. Always great to partner with great organizations that get good reviews like that and help us sponsor the stream. So Custom US there out of Indianapolis. Be sure and let them know you saw them on BAM Weather. We appreciate it. What do we say for Kokomo? Well, what the map says 6.7 inches right now. That's the forecast from Clarity out of Kokomo, around 6 inches. Thank you, Phil. We appreciate you. Yep, we can share the QR code. Absolutely. We'll share that for you right now to get signed up. Go to claritywx.com/signup. But I'll put it there for you as well so you can scan that and get it checked out. So You get access to the client lives and to Clarity. All right, and that's the cool thing. You want these nowcasts that have been sent. If you have Clarity, you got a nowcast sent to your phone a little bit ago talking about some flurries and whatnot. Okay. Then you get the hourly forecast too, which is pretty cool. It has a number of tools in it, including the potential for Pavecast, which tells you road temperatures and what the roads are going to be like. So Clarity does all kinds of stuff, way more than what I'm showing you here. Okay, so make sure you take advantage of that sale. Let's see, you got signed up last night. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate y'all. Fort Wayne, guys, again, if you're watching on Fort Wayne, that's an 8.7-inch suggestion there. So I see winter storm being issued for Lafayette. Yeah, I don't know. Got to hop off. All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Kentucky's not going to get anything from this, I would agree. Guttenberg, Iowa accumulation. I don't know where Guttenberg is. If you can tell me where to look in relation there in Iowa, I will tell you what I think. We think a good part of Iowa gets hit pretty good. Okay. Greenwood, 2 inches or so, maybe, right now. Greenwood, Indiana, 2 inches or so, maybe. Any snow in Avon Plainfield, around 2 inches, maybe. Okay. Awesome. Northeast Iowa. Well, you're in a good spot for the most part. See if I can find it on the map. I'm zooming in here. But you're in a good spot for the most part. You see the yellows anywhere on the map, you're looking at a foot or more of snow. I would say you're in that 8 to 12-inch forecast, locally higher amounts for sure. So, guys, I appreciate it. All right. Appreciate Custom Restoration for sponsoring. Great people over there. And I also appreciate all the support that has been coming from the Clarity Home signups as we transition to private lives, much of a lesser presence on social media platforms. That's just the direction we're going. We're not going to change our mind on it. You are absolutely going to be getting in on the ability to just keep getting to talk to me, our team, get our team's updates, our video forecasts, our nowcasts, and it's our biggest sale of the year. You get able to get in on it for so cheap. It's kind of silly not to. So take advantage of it. Click the link in the comments. Very happy Thanksgiving to you all. We will continue to fine tune this. Again, you're about 24 hours out, 36 hours out from the start in Iowa, about 48 hours out from the start here in Indiana. And we will watch this very closely. A lot of people asking about Chicago Midway. You're in a big zone of 9 to probably 12 inches or more locally there. So that's all I have. Appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. Share it with a friend, tag a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the Clarity Home for our holiday sale. It goes through Monday, 40% off. Comes out to like 17 cents a day. Happy Thanksgiving. Talk to you guys soon.